Hey guys, welcome back to the class. Today we're gonna finish the social studies topic regarding the South African population. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna read a story, and afterwards we are going to relate that with some cultural background from South Africa and from Costa Rica. Now, the story we're gonna read is called "The Witch of the Hex River Valley." Now, remember we've been studying South Africa. Remember we've been studying a lot of different genres. And in this class, we're going to study what is a legend. So you're going to think about on your own, what do you think a legend is? Okay? Take a look at the picture. Do not forget about it. Okay. So if you said a legend, it's a written story. You're right. It can be a written story. If you said it's a spoken story, you're also right. It can be just spoken that no one ever has written it before and that people just talk about it. It can include miracles. So remember, a miracle is something good that might happen to someone without any explanation. And it can also have weird things, right? Like some things that you do not even remember, like or that you don't even know that they are. So, what you're gonna do right now is that you're gonna find a pair, and between you and your partner, you're going to discuss some of these questions that might take us to the background or the cultural background of the legend we're going to read. So, remember, it is a South African legend and that it began in the 19th century. So, what you're going to discuss is what kind of people lived in South Africa, what did they wear, which were their customs. Remember that customs are things that they used to do. You're going to remember who conquered the South Africans. Remember that back in the day, they were not belonging to anybody else, so someone conquered them. And you're going to discuss also what do you know about their history, about South Africa's history, okay? We're going to give you a couple minutes for this, around 7 to 10 minutes, okay? Okay, guys, now after the discussion, that was really good, we're going to give you a little bit of background to this legend according to some pictures that we found. Now, remember that people in South Africa during the 19th century, they were really different from what they are right now. So there were a lot of tribes. As you can see in the picture, the land was mostly uh, surrounded by valleys, and they didn't have much of like buildings and stuff. They had to build their own shelter and their own houses. Men used to go out and find their own food and food for their families, but sometimes the valleys were so dead and they were so dry that they couldn't find like the most accurate resources for their families, so they had to stay there, they had to do some campings, and they had to find food on their own. Okay, now what did they wear? As you can see, they wore practically not much clothing, right? And also the most jewelry or even the tallest their hair was, from this is related to the man, remember, the highest position they had in their tribe. Okay, now related to the customs, um, as I was telling you, remember that the women stayed home. They had to even build their own clothing, their own shelter, and etc. And they had their own dances that they used to do. They, depending on the valley or depending on the area they were, they had their different type of food, and they were very practical, which was like very good for them because they didn't have enough resources, as I said before. And who conquered the South Africans? So first they were colonized by the Netherlands or the Dutch people. Then the British took control, and all the settlers from Dutch or from Netherlands, they had to move to the north, and they were fighting among them. And they were also fighting for control. They were also fighting for their resources. They had a lot of diamonds and a lot of gold. So they were fighting a very big period of time. And as you can see in the background, this is Africa's map, and this is South Africa, right? Remember, we've been studying this, so this is just a little review. Now, you're going to read the story, The Witch of the Hex River Valley. We're going to give you another couple of minutes for this, around 5 to 7 minutes. You can take out your iPads, your phones, you can even use the computers around here in the class. You're going to read this individually because we really want you guys to have the best experience regarding this legend. We're going to give you a couple of minutes and then we're going to discuss, okay? Go ahead. Ooh, scary picture. Be careful, okay? Do not be scared. Try to keep it calm. It's a scary legend. Okay, so after we've read the story, we're going to try to match this legend with something we've been used to in Costa Rica. Now, remember that in Costa Rica we have a couple of legends. Can you tell me names of legends? Okay, very good. Yes, yes, very good. Now, which legend from our country we can relate this to? Now, remember in the legend there's a river. There is someone crying. The girl is crying because someone died, right? Exactly, her love died, and as you can see there's a loss of the beloved one. So, what legend has this element? Okay, very good. La Llorona, that's the one. Now, what similarities and differences can you find between this legend and La Llorona? You're gonna pair up again. You can switch partners. You can stay with the same one. This is gonna be very quickly. And you're gonna think about the same things that you found in The Witch and the Hex and the same things from La Llorona and the differences, okay? We're gonna give you 2 minutes for this, not so long. You can just find one similarity and one difference and that's it, okay? Go ahead. Remember they have to speak in English, okay? Go ahead. Okay, very good. Now, let's discuss this all together. Would you say that this legend represents South African culture? Yes, no, why? Come on, raise your hands, let me know. Now, which aspects from the reading do you think could be changed in order to give a more 19th century South African legend context? Remember, we've been discussing what customs they had, what were they wearing. Now, you're going to write them down in your notebook. We're going to give you 5 minutes for this, and then we're going to discuss them all together, okay? Go ahead. Now, very important, not about La Llorona, right? Did you like the legend? Okay, can someone tell me what were good things about the legend? Okay, very good. Now, things you didn't like that much, can you tell me, guys? Good. Yes, very good. Okay, cool. Now, for the end of this lesson, what we're going to do is that we're going to watch a video that a guy did for a class he had, and it was recorded in the valley, and we're gonna have it there. It takes about 5 minutes so that you can have a little visual support, and let's see how that goes.
Elisa Mayron was a beautiful young woman. She lived with her parents on a farmstead in the scenic valley of the Hex River Mountains. No other in the valley was as fair as Elisa. young bloods desired Elisa's hand in marriage. In such vein of her exquisite beauty, she laid a very difficult and dangerous task. Any would-be suitor would bring her a hand-picked Lisa that grew in the highest peaks of the majestic mountains. Indeed, many unwanted suitors were deterred to complete such a dangerous task. One day, a courageous young lad named Philip came to visit the fair Elisa. So charming, handsome, and courageous the young man seemed that Elisa really favored him. Enchanted by her breathtaking beauty, Philip agreed to take the dangerous climb. Philip climbed up the mountain to secure the red Elisa. Up the mountain Philip climbed, up and up. Philip made it to the highest peak. But as Philip reached for the red flower, the sandy edge of the cliff gave way. With the flower in hand, Philip fell to his death. The disaster deranged the fair Elisa. And she had to be locked up. One morning, Elisa escaped from the room and ran away from home. She climbed up the mountain to where the wildflowers grew. The weeping Elisa fell to her knees. The edge of the cliff gave way. Elisa has been dead for many years now. Because Elisa caused the death of a young man, people say that she was a witch. Until today, the wailing ghost of Elisa Myron still wanders the valley in her white nightgown. The ghost is known as the Witch of the Hex River Valley.
Okay, guys, did you like that one? The video was done by a audiovisual student, so it looked a little weird, but we thought that it was cool that you could see the legend with the visual support after you read it, right? Thank you guys for your attention, and hopefully you like this, and we cannot wait for next class so that we can discuss more legends, and you're very welcome. Okay, thank you guys for your attention. See you next time. Bye.